All right, we done it. So much to do in here, but it's almost time for spring cleaning. We'll get it all done. What's up, everybody? Welcome to Hammerdown Motorsports. Today behind me we have the 2022 F350. Now, if you guys have been following along, the last video we did put the underhood insulation on the truck, and today, well, no better time than now. Let's do this. Right there. We have a light. We have our light, and I'm going to show you how I did it. This is the one for the earlier model. This is the 2017 to 2018, because in 2019, they removed this underhood liner and they actually moved the light over to here. And those lights are different, I found out. So I will give you the part number of the one you need if you want to do this exact thing. Or if you just want to run the light, you can run that light over there. There's holes for it as well. It is covered by the insulation, but in my opinion, this is kind of the way to go, but you don't want to order the wrong light because it won't work in that position. All right, so here are our lights because, well, obviously I went through the trouble of buying the wrong one first for you guys, so you don't have to if you want to do exactly what I did. So the newer trucks, 19 to 21, use this light right here. This is an LC3Z15702-A, and the 17 and 18 trucks run this one right here, which is an HC, which is the only difference in the number, 3Z15702-A. So you want the HC if you're going to do on the driver's side, and you want the LC if you were going to do in the holes that are in behind our liner right here. So I'm not sure why you'd want to do that. I think this is a better way to go, but up to you. Now you have options. The difference in these two lights is this one, the LC, actually sits with the plug on the bottom. So when the hood opens, it grounds out when the plug's on the bottom. So in this position, you flip it upside down, it doesn't work. Obviously, when you close the hood, it goes off. This one, you can see the plug is on the top. So these are polar opposites. So if you want that light to work up there, it won't. If the hood is open, it goes off. And yeah, you have to turn it around to make it work. Not gonna happen for us. We had to get the right one. So just for example, you can see as we lower our hood, light goes off at about this level. Open it up, comes on perfectly. Everything exactly what we want to see. Nice bright factory light. And I will put up a picture of what the factory actually routes this as far as the harness goes, because you're gonna have to buy the pigtail, and then I did my own harness. So I will show you exactly how I did that, and you can use any kind of creative license on how you want to do yours, but I think mine is nice and clean, it's nice and factory looking, and I'll show you exactly the parts you need to do that. So for your wiring, this is the connector that goes to the light itself. You can see the part numbers are all right there. It does come with heat shrink and some connectors, but I have heat shrink connectors. I just went ahead and did that on my own, but if you need to use their factory connectors, it does come with them. So the problem I have with that connector is the price. It's like $62, something like that, at the dealership for one 2-wire connector, which is insane to me. That should be probably $15 in my opinion. But if you do have any laying around, this is what it looks like. The one I came off my 2000 F-150. This is the one that went to the speaker. Problem with this is that truck obviously has no doors, been sitting out in the weather forever, and it's brittle, and the little lock tab broke off, or I would be able to scab one of these. But go to any Ford vehicle with this type of connector, you can cut one off and use that up there. It would work the same. Or if you just want it all new, just go ahead and pay the crazy price, or try to source it somewhere else, because that's probably your best bet, is to not buy it from the dealership, because that is a ripoff. As far as the underhood liner goes, I mean, we talked a bit about this in the previous video. The underhood liner at the dealer was like $122, not a bad price. The clips were like $6, almost $7 each. That's really expensive. You can do better on that. The light itself was like $60, but I ran into an issue at the dealer that I bought the LC at, and I said, hey, I looked it up and it looks like I need the other light after doing some testing. And they said, yeah, actually you are right. This is the light that would work up in that corner, but it's back ordered and has no ETA for restock. So they could not even get one in any kind of time that they would have been able to tell me. So I went on eBay, I found this one. It was about the same. It was actually probably $10 cheaper than the dealer. So eBay works really good for this kind of stuff. They do have the connector as well. So you can save yourself a little bit of money if you don't want to go to the dealership. So you've ordered all your parts, you have the underhood liner on already, you have your light, you have the connector, and now what do we do for wiring? Well, if you want to make it look like mine, and I believe that mine looks very, very factory, but as you guys saw in the previous picture, that the factory actually comes out of here, goes to here, goes to here, I believe goes to here. It's all just kind of a big bulky wire that's right here. And especially on a white truck, you're gonna see that. So for me, what I did is I went from the light, and then I actually got some of these, which are zip ties that have anchors on them. You can see they have the little Christmas tree, and then you can stick that in the hole and then secure your wire in a very factory looking way. And then I actually just tucked it inside the liner, had it come out here. And the wire I used was a jacketed 2-wire. And I actually took some of this harness tape, which looks exactly what the factory uses, and I wrapped the whole thing. So, I mean, if you look at this wire, it's got the nice fabric tape on it, just like the factory would. And then it comes down here. And then if your truck had the wiring, it would be coming out in this area. To connect that, obviously our truck didn't have them because Ford said, why would you need an underhood light? We're not going to pay for that. We're going to make you do that. So I have mine running down through here, and then stealthily right down here in the black, you can see I have a fuse holder. So I have a 5-amp fuse in there, and then it goes over to here, and then I tucked the power wire into here. I just notched this out just slightly just so this sits down nicely on there. And it's actually onto the tie down for the battery because there's no additional post on the positive. But on the negative, I was able to see this guy right here. There's a post with no nut on it. And I was able to put a stainless lock nut on there. It's what I had available with the right thread. So I put our negative ground right here, just kind of tied it up to our factory wiring. And that goes down up there, underneath there, all the way up to there, to there. And we have nice connections. The only thing is this, I don't know from the factory if this times out after a while. This will not time out because obviously we're straight to the battery. With our fused connection, we're able to pop open this cap, and then I can, let's pop it open for you guys so you can see the 5-amp fuse in there. I could just pull the 5-amp fuse out, or I can go to the top and just disconnect the light itself if I want to leave the hood open overnight and I don't want to have the light on. Or if you're just leaving the shop for the night, you can just do this, kind of just set it into its open but not completely open position, and the light will turn out because it does have the internal switch that turns on automatically. But now we have a factory look. We have better than factory wiring in my opinion, and everything looks the way it should have been from the factory. So the wiring I use looks just like this. It's just got a little jacket around it. You can see the wirings right there. This is one of the test leads that I made with some of the same stuff. I believe this is from Rock Lights or whatever, but it's decent stuff. So I had a bunch extra, I kept it around, and it worked out good for this project. And then I already showed you these guys. I'll have a link in the description for them. Then we have the harness tape. I'll put this in the description as well. And then we have just regular zip ties. These are very easy to find, nothing real special about those, just to tie up your wires, make sure everything's out of the way of anything sharp, heat, all that kind of stuff. And then you can have the factory look that you should have had when buying your beautiful 2022 Ford F350. So there it is, everybody. That's my solution for the underhood ugliness of these trucks, which I've said it before. They should have had it from the factory. We paid a lot of money for these trucks, and they just slowly started cutting things out. But I'm here to show you what things you need to replace them if you want to add them, and it is definitely possible. So there you go. We do have it. I'm definitely enjoying the look of it, and I think it's worth every bit of the money. It was around $400. If you want to go the dealership route, you could probably save a few bucks if you go online. But that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button, and as always, keep that hammer down.